Here we have for sale our 2020 on a 20 plate Volkswagen Crafter. This is the CR35, which means it's got a 3.5 ton gross vehicle weight. This one has got the 2 litre TDI 140 brake horsepower Euro 6 diesel engine, and that is accompanied with a 6-speed manual gearbox. This is the long wheelbase, high roof, Trendline panel van. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Trendline of this age. There's also some optional extras to speak of on this particular vehicle as well, which we'll talk you through. And we'll also have a look in detail at the condition of this vehicle, seeing as it is currently available for sale. And that is something I should mention on this particular vehicle. There are some blemishes and things, and I will be very honest and transparent, as we always are when doing these videos, to highlight anything that I can see on the vehicle to give you as much information as possible. Starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one of course has got barn doors, and we can see by these little magnets which are on the door, these have got 270-degree barn doors, which means you can open these right out fully for maximum accessibility into the back. Having a look then at some of the spec that you get on the Trendline, so we can see here that we have got rear parking sensors. Very, very nice, especially on a big van like this. They can be quite difficult to judge because of course the length of them when reversing, so it's very nice to see that. I can see here at the top of the rear doors there is a reversing camera up there. I know that has been disconnected, so it's not, as I say, it's not connected inside the cabin anyway, so I say that can be removed, but as I say, that is not, as I say, connected currently. Having a look at the condition then of the rear doors, and what we're going to do here is have a look in the reflections, having a look down sort of the side of the door like so, to have a look for any marks or dents or anything like that. But I must say, looking pretty clean and tidy to the rear here. If we open up the doors then, we can start to have a look inside the back. Now, when you open up the rear doors, you've got this little arm just here, give that a pull, that clips into place there against the rear door, and then you can open the door right out to its full 270-degree position. And you can see what it's just done there is it has fixed into place via the magnet. So if you're in the wind, you haven't got to worry about your doors flying around everywhere. And so you clip that into place, and the door goes back, and it clips into place on the magnet, like so. As easy as that. And in the back of the van then we can see that this one is fully ply-lined in the rear. If we jump into the back of here, gives you a sort of a demonstration of the height as well. So I'm 6 foot tall, and I have got, even at the lowest point, which is underneath these sort of structural braces here, I have got, even at those lowest points, I've got a good few inches above my head, probably 3 or 4 inches above my head. So as I say, the van is fully ply-lined in the back, and of course we have got the factory-fitted bulkhead as well. These can be removed. They are just bolted in around the outside, so you can see these little screws just here. So if you remove those, you can remove that bulkhead if you wanted to. A lot of people will turn these types of vans into a camper van, especially with one of the optional extras that this particular van has got, which we'll come to a bit later. But you can see the condition here in the back. All in all, very, very nice indeed. And we've got the lovely non-slip flooring here as well. Plenty of tie-down points in the back, as I say, whether it was going to be converted into a camper van or alternatively as I say, used for work. That is a fantastic usable space. I will put the dimensions, so you've got the load length and the load height, I will put that in the advert, so by all means head over to the advert at the end of the video to have a look at that. Once you're ready to close the doors, as I say, you just unclip them from the magnet, so a little sharp pull, and so that unclips them from the magnet, and then we can continue to go around the outside of the van. Now this is the sort of the main area which I wanted to show you here, and that is down the passenger side of the vehicle. Now having a look at down the side here, and I guess a lot of people maybe wouldn't notice this, but when I look down the side of here, I can see, and you can just about see it in those reflections there are some ripples here down the side of the vehicle. Not, as I say, not massively noticeable, and a lot of people would never know they were there, I guess, unless pointed out. But this tells me that this vehicle has had some paintwork down the side of the vehicle, probably from a scrape or something along those lines down the side, which is very common to see in these types of vans. But I can see that, as I say, just looking in those reflections there, you can just see how that reflection becomes distorted there. and that is, as I say, just a sign that the vehicle has had some previous paintwork, as I say, certainly down this passenger side. As I say, if there's anything I can see, I will point it out to you, just so you know exactly what you're buying. But all in all, very presentable. As I say, it's got a nice glosswork, a gloss to the paintwork. You can see the arch here all looks very, very nice. But I can see that there, especially, as I say, on this side here going into the side loading door. If we open up the side loading door, then we can start to have a look inside the back, so it holds itself in place as it should do there. And the step all looks to be in really good order. You can see good thickness to the floor there on that non-slip flooring, and this just gives you another aspect then of that load space. This little plate here, as I say, this is basically to stop people drilling through and getting into the lock of the van and trying to break in. If we open up the passenger door, then we can start to have a look inside the cab. So having a look at the seats, so you can see the passenger seats here all in really good order, really comfortable seats actually on the new shape crafters like this. If we lift up this tab here, you can see that we have got some storage underneath the passenger seat, lovely and clean under here. And we can do the same with the middle seat as well. Some nice storage under there. And in this center seat just here is another cloth tab. If you just give that a little pull, you can see that it just flicks forward like so. Pull that down, and that gives you actually a little work tray. So you've got a couple of extra cup holders there, maybe somewhere you can store a bit of paperwork, a pen, something along those lines. Nice little work tray in the center of the vehicle. We'll come round to a bit more of the spec on the other side when we get round to there. Just a note here, again, just looking at some of the plastics on the glove box, some light sort of scuff marks here to the glove box. Again, it's not affecting how it operates or anything like that. All operates totally fine, but I say that is worth mentioning. If we shut the passenger door, then we'll continue to go around the outside. Having a look just here, I say the plastics all seem to be in good order. There's no sort of issues there. Moving then around to the front, we can also see that this one has got front parking sensors as well, which again, very nice to see. And I can see a little mark just here on the bumper. This is the plastic of the bumper. You can see just something, I don't know what that has caused that, but I say a little sort of sharp little thing there, maybe a nasty stone or something along those lines, but there is a mark just there. Having a look at the bonnet then, a couple of the odd stone chips, I guess, as you would usually expect on a used vehicle, of course, but again, nothing excessive there. Maybe a tiny little mark there that might actually polish a bit better than that, if I'm being honest. Would I say otherwise, other than this sort of main mark just there, the front of the vehicle is looking very nice, and as I say, you have got front parking sensors as well. Having a look down the driver's side then, and as I say, just having a good look down there again, looking in those reflections. Now this doesn't appear to be a side which has had sort of paintwork like the other side of the van. It doesn't have that same sort of rippled finish. This is more of a sort of an original sort of factory finish down this side to my eye. I can see a little chip just here, which we can touch in, and if we look up high, there is a mark up here. It's quite high up, and as I say, it's quite difficult to maybe show you on the camera. If we come around to this angle possibly, there is a little crease just high up there. Again, not massively noticeable, but I can just notice that in the flesh high up there. Again, looking at the plastics on this side, no real issues there, and I can see there are some scuff marks to the wing mirror casing just on the outside here. Looking at the edge of the driver's door, again, small sort of crease here up the edge of the driver's door, a couple of tiny little sort of pin dents and things, but yeah, a couple of small marks there, and just a couple of little chips there above where you'd put the key in. If we open up the driver's door, we can start to have a look inside here, inside the cab, and I can see there's some marks inside this pillar here. This is where the seat belt has been caught in here a few times. Looking at the floor, the step's actually in good order, same with the floor in the front here. Having a look at the driver's seat, the seat base is in really good order, but there is some wear. We can just see a little bit of wear just there, small little hole. maybe could be improved slightly. Just as I say, tucked in. You can't actually see it sort of from, you know, this angle or even that angle. But as I say, when you really come around here and have a look, say there is a small little mark just there. On the driver's seat, you've got height adjustability here of the driver's seat. You've also got height adjustability of the front of the seat, so you can see that controls what they call thigh adjustment. You've got lumbar support just there on this little handle, and of course backrest adjustment there as well. You can see that we have got 2 full remote keys with the vehicle. Up on top of the driver's door we have electric windows, electric heated mirrors. We've got a flat bottom multifunctioning steering wheel. On the left hand side you've got your cruise control settings. On the right hand side you've got your onboard computer settings. You can control the volume for the radio on the left, and on the right hand side this is where you can control the the onboard computer just here. If we turn the cruise control off, have a look in the middle, we can see the mileage there, 30,819 miles, and you can see there's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Now we have mentioned, as I say, there's a few sort of cosmetic blemishes to this particular van, but I can vouch that as I say, mechanically it is very, very good. We've actually done a few miles in this vehicle as I say, just to check that everything is absolutely fine, and it drives very, very well. Everything works as it should do. Very, very smart indeed. 6-speed manual gearbox I mentioned at the start of the video. When you combine that with the cruise control, makes it a fantastic motorway vehicle. And crucially, bit of spec here, which a Trendline does not come with as standard, and as I say, could make it an ideal candidate for possibly a motorhome, and that is air conditioning. Makes this vehicle very, very attractive indeed. 12-volt socket just down here, and then if we have a look at the screen here in the middle, if we turn that off there, so you can see you have got your parking sensor display there in the middle when you are moving around. You can see that we've got DAB radio, so that's a nice thing with this screen as well. This bar here is actually a sensor, so as you come near to the screen, you can see without me actually touching it, it sort of brings that menu up for you. If we go on to menu, I'm going to Apple CarPlay, you can see there that we have got Apple CarPlay on here. I've got my phone plugged into a USB port up on top of there, and there's actually an AUX port up there as well. But as I say, you have got full Apple CarPlay on here, so as you just saw then, you've got your Apple Maps, you can listen to your music, you can listen to your podcast as well, you can even navigate by Google Maps or Waze if you want to. But really, really nice to see that. So as I say, you've got DAB radio, Bluetooth phone prep, your parking sensor display, and you've also got Apple CarPlay on here. So just to summarise then, this is actually a June 2020 on a 20 plate Volkswagen Crafter. It's the CR35 long wheelbase, high roof, Trendline with air conditioning. So you've got manufacturer's warranty as well until June 2023. I say, very honest in terms of condition around the vehicle, any sort of little blemishes that I can see, I pointed out to you. So there are some cosmetic marks, but we have advertised this as comfortably the cheapest in the country, and as I say, I can vouch that mechanically this vehicle is absolutely spot on. It's been right through our workshop for a service, and I say it is ready to go with us here today. If you'd like to see the full advert, as I mentioned, where I will be listing the dimensions there in the back, then please head over to our website. Our website is listed here on the sign, www.bridgeendvans.co.uk. I say this is where you'll find the full description, the photography, and also the price as well. We will welcome inquiries on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. We can, of course, arrange finance on all of our vehicles, starting as low as 7.9% APR. We can take cars or vans in part exchange, and we can deliver our vehicles nationwide. Thank you very much for watching this very honest, quite brutally honest review